Maybe you've noticed, but maybe you haven't. But there's been a brand new trend in the theme park industry, and we have to talk about it. This is something that I've been noticing for the past couple of years, and recent additions confirm that there's a huge shift in the focus of the industry. So let's get talking about this new trend that will definitely have a huge impact on the future. And after we talk about that, I'm going to explain why 2024 is beyond a doubt going to be an epic year for thrilling coasters and possibly the best yet. So let's dive right in. Let's take a company like Cedar Fair in 2023 and see if we can spot any trends regarding their new additions. Besides Zambezi Zinger, Cedar Fair has definitely been focusing on one thing, and that is highly themed areas. In 2023, we are getting Aeronautica Landing at Carowinds, Adventureport at Kings Island, the updated Boardwalk at Cedar Point, and Fiesta Village at Knott's Berry Farm. These are 4 highly themed areas coming to the parks next year, and if we look at the past few years, this pattern continues. Kings Dominion recently added Jungle Expedition, and Cedar Point recently added Snake River Expedition and the whole Forbidden Frontier section of the park. So what am I getting to? Well, we can clearly see that one major theme park company is focusing on more theming for the time being. They think that adding new themed areas will improve the overall atmosphere of their parks and become a major draw to families. And even Zambezi Zinger at Worlds of Fun is another family draw. If we carefully look at the past few years, Cedar Fair could possibly be seeing a higher return on investments with family attractions and areas other than massive coasters. Now, being a coaster enthusiast, that isn't amazing news on the surface. However, I'm going to tell you why that is very, very, very good news in just a little bit. So let's talk about another company, SeaWorld Entertainment. If we look at next year's attractions alone, we are seeing that they are again playing towards families. They are adding 2 family straddle coasters, a log flume, and Pipeline, which is a borderline family thrill coaster, as well as a Screamin' Swing. These aren't the most thrilling attractions, but they are something the whole family can ride together. We can definitely see that once again they are playing towards families. They want rides that everyone can ride together for the time being. Now, just a note, Six Flags as a whole has been pretty quiet about 2023, so we're going to leave them out of the picture for now. However, they'll be back later. So what does this mean for the coaster industry? So this focus on family attractions for 2023 will have major implications on the coaster industry, so let's talk about them. First off, because 2023 is composed of much smaller family attractions, that means that 2024 is likely going to be the year of epic coasters. And let me explain. The companies are likely saving a lot of money with these smaller attractions, and they will definitely spend it in 2024 for major rides. If I had to guess, I'd say that Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Busch Gardens Tampa, Kings Dominion, Carowinds, and at least one of the SeaWorld parks will get an epic coaster in 2024, just to name a few. And not to mention whatever is happening with Top Thrill Dragster will probably open up then, as well as various coasters from the Six Flags chain. And maybe other parks like Silver Dollar City might even get an attraction as well. And that's a lot of coasters if you ask me. And just to be clear, we're not even considering the sleeper parks that might add a coaster that we're not even thinking about yet. I think 2024 could be greater than 2020's original coaster count that they were all planning on adding. A lot of the coasters parks are adding this year do seem to be filler type attractions. I mean, a Screamin' Swing, an indoor quote-unquote straddle coaster. Those are small attractions to tide people over, and I definitely think 2024 is going to be a much bigger year. Now, just to be clear, I am not trying to hype everyone up for no reason. I legitimately think 2024 is going to be one of the best years for coasters that we have ever seen. And these aren't some one-trick coasters either. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is rumored to be adding their own version of Iron Gwazi. Kings Dominion's Volcano Replacement is going to just be epic because it has to fill its shoes of its predecessor. And since Six Flags might be working with B&M again, anything can happen at this point. So I'm not trying to overhype the 2024 editions, but this is definitely going to be a good year. We might see some Intamins, some RMCs, some good B&Ms, and maybe even a next generation Vekoma, maybe at Silver Dollar City, but I don't know. So that's my reasoning of why I think 2024 is going to be epic. But let's talk about another thing regarding this trend. I think this means that the quality of the parks are going to rise up a little bit as a whole. We can see the effort that companies like Cedar Fair are putting into improving the overall guest experience and obviously their various food offerings. This trend of constant overall improvement I think is going to work out very well. It seems like the parks are rebounding since COVID, and honestly, that's a great thing. Now, I know some attendance at some parks hasn't been amazing, but this is definitely going to correct itself over time. So in conclusion, this new trend of family attractions is definitely only temporary. However, it will have lasting implications that will span probably the next decade. 2024 is going to be a great year for coasters, and you can quote me when I say that. Overall, I think this all just makes too much sense. What other reason would 2023 be filled with filler attractions from every park? Well, for two reasons: to improve guest experience and to plan for the future. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate all the support that this channel has been getting. Thank you all so much for just being awesome, and this is the Coaster Josh, signing out.